Hey guys, so today we are here. We are the system haters. And today we're gonna talk about the American dream. It is a myth or is it reality? Have you ever heard about that dream of being a millionaire and having this great life with a great job and all of that? But what if it's not true? What if the lack of opportunities make people having a bad life in America? But here today we have different positions. Here is Diego, here is Sol, and I, that I am R. And we're gonna discuss this topic. It's important to mention that this is just our opinion.
Yeah, this is just our opinion. So, welcome guys to another episode. And today I represent the position that the American dream is real. And I will tell you why. Because it is real because America gives you all the opportunities and all the necessary for you to get that opportunities make true. So for example, there's a lot of immigrants that can get a job without a degree. For example, the truck driver accessible job. Someone can become a truck driver by completing a short training course and obtaining a commercial driver's license according to CDL. And then starting earning a good salary. According to US News 2023, the median salary for heavy truck drivers in the US was $54,320. And in some places, it could go up to $77,110. This makes it a viable path for people who want to avoid student debt and enter the workforce quickly.
Okay. It depends on the people and the opportunities that they have to achieve their dreams. Many people migrate for many reasons. Some examples are, according to the United Nations 2018, since the earliest times, humanity has been on the move. Some people move in search of work or economic opportunity, to join family, or to study. Others move to escape conflict, persecution, or large-scale human rights violations. Still others move in response to adverse effects of climate change, natural disasters, or other environmental factors. This means that people do not migrate because they want. People migrate because there is always a reason to.
Okay. But if you talk about this, I understand your point and I respect it. And I respect yours too. But I'm gonna get close with your point because it's very interesting for me. If you talk about this situation being a dreamy situation in what even being a truck driver, you can be practically economically stable, then what about that single mothers that go to America and they work hard to send a monthly pay for their children just to give them a plate of food? What about that single parents that are trying so hard to make their lives in America and they can't because they don't have these opportunities? Because you can say that everyone has an opportunity because it's not like that. It depends on the situation that they are in and the context that they are in and the goal that they want to achieve. I don't find it dreamy in people being constantly harassed, bullied, or not accepted by native people on America. So I don't know, what do you think about it? Because according to AAPSS, single parents face interesting access of inequality and disadvantage. Those interactions shape the formation of single parent families and experiences of work. This means that they don't have the experiences, that opportunities of working, as you mentioned, because they are single parents. What do you think about it?
Well, I think that yes, there are some cases that immigrants do not have these opportunities about this, but there's a plenty more. So you're not taking into account all the opportunities that America can give. And that is about the American dream, because America gives you everything. And with all the families and that stuff, well, I think that yes, there are families that are suffering. The trip could be maybe so devastating for the immigrants and things like that. I'm conscious about that. But if you want to achieve something, if you want to achieve the American dream, you need to make sacrifices with that. There's always going to be obstacles in the way. If your goal, imagine you're a mother, where you need to travel to the United States to achieve the American dream, to get a plate on their tables to your children, for example. Well, if you want to achieve that goal, you need to be prepared for all the obstacles that is going to be on your way. So, yes, there's always obstacles and this and that, but the American dream is real because America is not letting you to not go to their country. So, I think America gives you everything.
What do you think, Sol?
I think that immigration is the reason of the bad economic stability, so people migrate to help their family. So not all is the American dream.
It also depends on economic situations. That's right. What do you think?
Well, but if you're an immigrant, for example, again, if you're an immigrant and you go, for example, to go, as I said, to become a truck driver, you have not only the necessary money to send to your family, you have your own money to maintain yourself. And even with more, you're earning $77,110 per month. There's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, but I also agree with Sol. American dream is that, a dream. People fantasize that they can have these lots of money and that they can send that money to their childs and that then they all can be a family in America and have this TV show life. But I really think that when it's about people and immigrants specifically, they go to America looking for these opportunities of being safety or being happy or feeling like they have a backup for their lives. But they just find this thing that I'm mentioning, that native people is so mean at immigrants. Like how you expect them to have a job when they are not even well accepted in that country. It is mentioned by CFR. Migrants face many challenges on this land journey northward, including teacher terrain, exposure to disease, and violence at the hands of criminal groups. When people is not well received, they go and start being like these people in drugs or in alcohol because they are just finding a way to keep living. Because the harassment is that much just because of their skin tone or because their accent. You can say that these people can have a great job with great money because they're not accepted, and that's the main reason why they can be happy there.
Well, but you're just mentioning the people that don't accept them. There's a large amount of people there that accept them, and even they also are very, very grateful with them. For example, in a BBC article, it is stated that migration makes a richer and more diverse culture, helps to reduce any labor shortages, and immigrants are more prepared to take on low-paid, low-skilled jobs. They contribute a lot to the community. What does this mean? That all these jobs are not going to be performed for the Native American people. They have immigrants for doing this, and immigrants are more prepared for this. So there's an amount of people that discriminates them, but there is the other part of people that loves and appreciate their stance. What do you think, Sol?
I think that you are right because immigration people that immigrate can contribute to the society and the community they go to, but I'm not sure about the American dream. Are you saying?
Okay. But, like, with the examples that you're giving, Diego, you mean that people can actually develop in America. Immigrant people can have a great life and can be perfect there. Okay. But it's not parents' job to explain to their children that there's nothing wrong with them when other kids made fun of their skin tone, of their accent. It's not their job to tell them, no, my love, there's nothing wrong with you. You have rights just as the native boys. You have rights just as the white boys that you're looking at. Like, how do you explain for the new generations this situation? It is so hard for kids to go to another country, to get into a new life where they are always gonna be not accepted. It is mentioned by Science Direct in an article. It says, immigrant youth experiences more bullying, victimization than their non-immigrant rares, because immigrants are easy targets for bullying since they may look, dress, and talk differently than non-immigrants youth. It is a sad situation.
Wait. So, it is true that immigrants have been severely and unfairly discriminated. So, it is important to parents to explain this to them so they cannot feel inferior and less.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yes, but in this point, I will say that, yeah, there's kids that being discriminated by bullies and things like that. But that's why there are a lot of programs there in the United States for this discrimination to be eliminated. It's not like 100% effective, but it have contributed to this kind of situations. So, well, I still thinking that the American dream is real. Yes, you have good points, but it is real because America gives you everything. But to remember, you guys, we are not trying to conclude anything. These are just opinions about ourselves. So thank you for watching, and
goodbye. And yeah, I still think that it's a myth because America is so big and so huge that you can just generalize for everybody.
I support the two.
Bye.